Hey all, this is Lulu. I want to show you how to take this coffee can, it's plastic, and some ivory chalk paint, a napkin, and some flowers to make a beautiful flower arrangement. The first thing we're going to do is take this label off, and when you take that label off there may be some residual, so you can use anything to get off the excess, some heat, apply some heat or some alcohol or glue off or whatever that stuff, glue gone stuff. And then we're going to paint it. So what you're going to want to do is put 2 to 3 coats of paint on the outside and the inside. Make sure you dry the paint between layers. Once you get that painted and dry, then we'll be able to go forward and start putting the napkin on. So now we've got that dry, and see, you don't see any of the red. It's just beautiful white. You can do anything with it at this point now, but I'm choosing to put a napkin on it. So this is a dinner size napkin, and it's only going to take a half of the napkin. You want to make sure that you use a little painter's tape or some sticky fingers to remove this. This is only 2 plies. Some napkins are 3 plies. So in this case it's 2 ply. I'm going to use half of it, and I just lucked out. Half a napkin is all you need. So I'm going to cut that in the half, and now sometimes you'll see me do napkin work where I use water to outline the pattern, and then that gives it a kind of a ripped edge look, and it blends really nice into whatever you're putting it on. And so since I am going around the can, I don't need to do anything special to this but wrap it around. And again, this fits perfectly. It's only got like 1/4 of an inch excess. Now I'm going to situate this on the very tip top of the coffee can, and I'm going to leave the excess on the bottom. Now what I'm going to use to put this on is polyacrylic, and polyacrylic's my go-to for decoupage and any kind of napkin work or napkin work and mulberry paper and rice paper. And so I'm just applying a very thin coat of the polyacrylic on there, and we're just going to do it in like 1 to 2 inch sections, just a little bit. And you want to make sure that you're not tearing the napkin by pulling it or rubbing hard on it. I'm just barely touching my finger on that just to pat it down, and if it looks like I'm rubbing it, I'm not. I'm just kind of patting it with my fingers and moving it towards me. So I'm making sure there's no wrinkles in that, and we're going to do that all the way around the can. And again, this worked out really great where you're able to just do it in small sections, wrap it, and it fits into the grooves nicely. I'm able to go all the way to the top edge of the can. Now sometimes when you're doing napkin work and you're using something with an opening, you might want to go over the lip of it. But in this case I'm not, because I'm going to be adding something to that edge when we get further along. I'm leaving the bottom hanging over because I'm going to wrap that inside into the bottom, and then we're going to apply another piece to cover it, and so it gives it a more finished look. Now if you do have a little bit of a tear while you're working this, don't worry about it, because it's a very easy patch. And I would say unless somebody went up really close to it, once you get used to doing that, nobody will even notice that you patched it. And I will be doing that because I will have a couple tears at the very end. And be careful, because that's wet, and when you're rolling it, if you rub it too hard on your surface, you might even not realize that you're tearing it. So I'm just going along around the can. This is just a plastic coffee can, and it's being transformed into something beautiful. And what I'm trying to show you is how there's so many things that you could use and turn them into a piece of art without a lot of expense. And so once we get this turn going around, all the way around. And when we get to the very end, again, there's going to be about a 1/4 of an inch overlap. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do a little bit of a tear on the edge, and that's where I'm going to end up having to patch because I tear a little bit too much off. I got it a little too wet. And that's what happens. If your napkin is too wet, it's going to tear. And so I'm just patting, pat, just all the way around. And I'm pushing into where that lip there because there's some little grooves. So I'm just pushing it in there, and it just tucks in really nice. And so we're almost down to the end. And then once we get down to the end, we'll be fast forwarding a little while I do a little bit of patchwork. And I'll explain to you how to do that, but just a little preview. You just make sure you have a little excess napkin, and you just try to find just little teeny pieces that you're going to tear that are the same pattern, and you're just going to just like a band-aid, just put it right on top, and again, no one will even see. And it's really great to find napkins that are a little busy, because the busier they are, the easier it is to patch. And so I'm telling you, there isn't a project that I do that I don't have to patch. It's just the way it is. So I've gotten pretty good at it, I must say. So I just taking the little pieces of napkin now and just doing the patchwork. I put the bottom lip down. See how I'm putting the Mod Podge? I'm taking a little piece of napkin and cutting a circle to fit around that, and I'm just applying that, and that's going to seal all those little edges, and it's going to make a nice bottom for it. So it's perfect. I prefer that than just to leave it white, because it looks like a complete piece instead of a can that you slapped a napkin on. So kind of gives it a finished piece on the bottom. It looks like any piece of pottery you would have where the pattern completes all the way around. So I just got those little patches done, put a little bit of polyacrylic on there. Now, I like to seal my polyacrylic over, make one last coat over the top real lightly on the project, just to make sure that it has a nice finish. And polyacrylic doesn't really streak, so it's really forgiving, and the napkin just soaks it up. So I just found all the little pieces that I needed that needed to be patched, and I'm just pressing down now to make sure that there's no bubbles. And there we go. It's looking pretty darn good. Look how cute that is. Isn't that looking cute? So we're almost done here. I just need to make sure that there's nothing else to do, and now we're going to start to decorate. So what I have now, I save all my scraps of lace. So there's a little piece of lace, and that happened to fit exactly around the can. How lucky was that? So I'm going to do just the half of the lace on the lip, and then I'm going to fold the other half inside. So just taking some hot glue, placing it on, where I need to have it, and it's right above that little ridge that was on the can, and I'm just wrapping it around. And then once I get it all the way around with the hot glue, and be careful because it's hot glue, that's for sure. Once I get it all the way around, then I'm going to take what's excess on the top, and I'm going to fold that in, and I'll be hot gluing it on the inside. So it just goes on really nice. Now, you use the hot glue sparingly. You don't need to have a big old glob. Just kind of drag it, streak it down there, because you don't want the lace that's on there to clump up. And that's just Dollar Tree lace ribbon. That's just that I have there. And like I said, you don't want it to clump up. So if it will make your lace have little lumps in it, and it won't look smooth. So just very softly, and it goes all the way around. I cannot believe how lucky I was. That scrap piece was perfect for that. That's why I say save everything. Now I'm teaching you how to be a little frugal here and make some beautiful decorations, without a lot of cost. The napkin came from Temu. I used half of one, and I got a pack. I forget how many they are, but they were only a couple dollars for the whole pack. Now I'm going to put the hot glue on the inside. The lace was from Dollar Tree. I just used a little piece of it. It's leftover because I save all my scraps. You just never know when you're going to have just the perfect place to put that. And then we're just putting the hot glue on the inside. And then see the floral foam that's there by the hot glue tool. That's going to go, I'm going to use, it's 4 pieces in one pack, and that's also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just putting 1.5 in there and to hold the florals in. And so here we go. I ran out of glue. Always make sure you have extra glue sticks on hand. So once I get that done, we're almost done. And now we get to decorate. So you should be thinking about what flowers you want to use. You know, so this has little daisies on it, so I'm going to use some little yellow sunflowerish daisies and some little white daisies, and then some eucalyptus and some other decoration. So I want to bring out a little bit of yellow, but I want to honor the daisies that are on the napkin. So once I get that down, I'm thinking I'm pretty darn proud of myself. You know, we got to be proud of what we do. If you don't like what you do, then something's wrong. So there we go, sticking that in there, cut an extra piece, and then here's my florals. And we're just going to do this real quick because it's not rocket science to put florals in there. So I've got some eucalyptus, and you kind of just do you, right? Just do what you want to do. I'm not a florist, so I just do what I like. And I don't like things overly, full. So again, it's all personal preference, but I'm just picking what I like, and I think it's pretty darn cute. And then once you think you've got it, where you want it, just spin it around. Sometimes I'll walk away for it for a day and I may come back and change it up. But those florals don't have to stay there forever. So in the fall, you can put some more fall colors. I could put a butterfly pick in there, a bumblebee pick, just anything. It's just endless possibilities of what you can do with that. But there you go. You got this beautiful, beautiful arrangement, and with a base to hold it that didn't cost you a lot. So I'm just adding a few other things because like I said, once you spin it around and once you just step back from it for a second, you see what it might need. And I think I need a little more eucalyptus, and I might need another yellow or white flower in there. I like the definition, but you want a little height and work your way down and out. So just a little bit more eucalyptus, and make sure you have all your cutters on hand, and we're good to go. I just think it's beautiful. Do you like those the flower choices I did? If you do, leave a comment and tell me what you would have done with the arrangement, if you would have changed anything on it. So this would be a beautiful Mother's Day gift. Nice table decoration, something for a wedding shower, hospital gift. If somebody's in the hospital and you're visiting, you don't have to water it. Very low cost. I didn't even use all the florals from the arrangement. You can get everything at discount. You could use Dollar Tree florals. These actually came from Hobby Lobby though, and the florals. But I never pay full price. I always buy them at a discount. Usually you'll get them at 40% off, unless the end of the season you might luck out and get them a little better discount. But that arrangement probably costs $10, I would say, for the whole thing, the florals, the napkin, the foam. And I'm not including the paint because I have all that on hand, but the can was free. So there you go. What do you think? Do you love it as much as I do? Leave me a comment. If you're not following me, give me a follow or subscribe, and I hope you like it. Have a wonderful day. Again, this is Lulu, and I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy this arrangement. And I hope it challenges you to do something like this yourself.